Hey guys, welcome back to another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. We have the grand final of the latest tournament series, and I do apologise, of course, it has been a little bit late. I meant to do all the semi-finals and the grand finals in one go, but something did actually come up, so I wasn't actually able to complete the grand finals. But if you've been staying tuned to my channel, you'll have seen semi-final A and B, and that means we have Giopanipi, that's right, Giopanips is here against Technique. That's right, Tech has made it through to a grand final. Best of 7, first map is Pipeline Nightmares. Obviously this is a best of 7, so I'll keep the introduction short. We're going to jump into the game so it gets going. This could be a very long series, but of course the Ink Open will be played, it's actually going to be played today, the bracket stages anyway. Obviously this video won't come out until that point in time, until after then, but I'll bring you some footage of that, of course, and what's going on. But meanwhile, let's stay tuned to this game here, because this is what's happening right now. We have Technique playing as the green-black Kane on the south side of Pipeline Nightmares versus Giopanipi, who's got one of the most exciting names to say. It's just it flows off the tongue. Giopanipi, Pnipnips. And he is orange. He has gone random, and he has dealt Steel Talons. So this actually isn't too bad, because one, Technique might not realize, actually going for the middle spike, might not realize he's against a Steel Talons player. If Gio actually digs a foxhole here, this would really block him. He needs to start digging the foxhole right now. He's left it too late. Now he's going to have to go around. So that's unfortunate. He could have dug a foxhole and denied the spike. If Technique had selected the scout, he would have realized he's against Steel Talons, so that may have eliminated the Flame Rush option for him. But we'll see if he does go for a Flame Rush. Not terribly effective. He is actually going for an Operations Center. That's building way too quickly to be a refinery, so maybe he didn't catch on to the fact that Giopanipi is Steel Talons. Of course, Steel Talons are extremely difficult to Flame Rush. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I'm just saying it's probably the worst faction to Flame Rush, just because the Titan can pretty much counter any Reckoner strategies. A Reckoner is essentially useless, but it looks like he's going for a Flame Tank. Yeah, he's going for a Flame Tank, which is the better option here. Obviously this Foxhole's not gonna, it's just gonna be a waste of money for Gio, but he doesn't see the Operations Center, I believe, but he's gonna see the Flame Tank, so he's like, oh crap, it's only $100, but never mind, he knows that the Flame Tanks are on the way. Just a single Flame Tank and bikes. So we have bikes and a Flame Tank. That one Flame Tank can cause problems, of course. If it stays outside the range of the Titans, it can just be a nuisance just driving around. It is faster than Titans, so as long as it doesn't get too close, it will easily be able to move outside the range of a Titan very quickly. Giopanips is probably going for a Titan right now. No, he went for another Harvester. He's going to have to do something about this pretty soon. He's aware of the bikes, and he got another scout off there. That there's a dead rifleman squad there, so he's fully aware of this. MCV is quite far away. We have, this has got to be a Titan. Yes, it is a Titan now. 4 Harvesters are up, so Technique only has 2 Harvesters. He's moving to the next field, but it's not a blue field because it's Pipeline Nightmares. Starting to take a swing at the MCV, and I think that's because he actually wants to. He's actually going to watch out. He's going to lose his Flame Tank straight away to a Crush. Not necessary. He's going to try to take on this Titan, which he can kind of. Oh, the second War Factory comes down. Can he save this Titan? It would be a pretty. Yeah, that hurts a little bit when you lose that Titan. It was stuck out in the open. More bites coming in now. I don't think he's going to get a Harvester. No, there's a tower there as well. Surprising he didn't lose any more bikes. Probably not necessary to lose a Titan, though. I wouldn't have thought. He was a little bit outside of his depth there. But yeah, he's got double War Factory, and he's only got 4 Harvesters, so he can kind of double War Factory. Of course, he's stalling for cash. He needs a 5th Harvester, and then he could one base like this. That's fine. Technique, of course, only just constructing his 3rd Harvester, so he technically is behind here. Gio has more production, and he has more economy. Not that much more economy. We can probably expect another refinery. Yeah, look at that. Another refinery came down. Now Technique has 4 and 2, so he's drawn level. There is a Titan out here, but why is this Titan out here by itself? That's unusual. That's very unusual. A good target firing to target the damage bite to destroy that, but again, not necessary just to throw these Titans out single-handedly there. Gio, of course, does have the spike over there. He's camping up pretty hard. Now he's going for a scout. He still doesn't have a refinery down, and he's got 3 power plants, and he only has, he's got his 5th Harvester out now, but again, I don't agree with Giopanipi's response here. He's just allowing Technique to jump back in this one, and that Black Hand squad has now made it across the map, and it will burn down this spike, which is just a little bit of extra problem for Giopanipi there. These 2 War Factories not really achieving too much just because he hasn't actually been aggressive. Quite a lot of Titans coming out. He's obviously expecting a lot of units, but he's got the Pitbull Scout off now, and he realizes, holy crap, Technique has absolutely no combat units at all on the map, just about, and he's going to realize that, there's an expansion up as well. Giopanipi does have his expansion down, but there's one, his economy is now behind Technique, so that's a bit unfortunate. He does have a lot of Titans, And I think, yeah, he might just want to move all of his Titans into an attack down the left-hand side. Second War Factory is here now. Of course, if it was a barracks, those Titans would have been in trouble. But if they can get in between the buildings, they can cause a lot of problems, especially if it's just bike buggy. With harvesters here, these bikes won't be able to fight them in structures. But Technique now does have an upgraded power plant, so that's his only power plant. He's actually got 3 war factories. Wow. I reckon he's going to put a power plant down, and then he's going to all in off 3 war factory. I reckon that's what he's going to do. We'll have to see. Is this going to be a power plant? It is a power plant. Is he going to sell the MCV? No, he's not selling it just yet. But you would have thought with 3 war factories this early in the game, it would be an all-in. And that one time they're able to take down those bikes. Not focus firing that damaged bike. Will he get one more shot off? No, he will not get a shot off there. The MCV is actually sticking around, so these 3 MCVs, and now these Titans here are fighting, but there's a number of Scorpion tanks here. They're not actually focusing this. They're splitting their fire between these tanks. Not a good move. What you can do, you can select your units, attack one of the, Scorpions, and then move, and they'll still fire at the same one. So it's a good way to focus fire and move at the same time. He needs to get behind these structures. He's realized a little bit too late. Technique getting blue Tiberium, that harvest. You can only have blue Tiberium now. And again, Giopanipi just a little bit too slow here to act, and now he's in a lot of trouble. He needs to focus down that damage tank. It's 1 shot away from dying. Will he get a crush off? No, oh yes, he gets 1 crush, 2 crush. Oh my god, he could have got a 3rd one as well if he was focus firing, but no focus fire at all from Giopanipi, which is a player of his caliber who is reasonably good. You would have thought that would have been the case, but yeah, still 3 war factories for Technique, but he does have a 2nd ref down. We'll see what Gio's been up to. He's got a 2nd ref, but he only has 2 harvesters. That's not saturation. That's not actually bringing in much Tiberium at all. He needs to move more harvesters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's actually got 6 harvesters, 7 harvesters on his main, and they're even trying to go for the dead tib over here. Pitbulls will come around. There's actually no harvester to destroy over there because Technique has already taken the blue Tiberium, and just 1 load of blue Tiberium is just such a big boost to the economy. We can see tanks are moving on the left-hand side as well. These Pitbulls are not going to be able to achieve too much. I don't think they can overwhelm what's here. There is a Hammerhead coming out. There's no APM. APM hasn't even started yet, so he's a long way away from getting that. Orchestrite comes in, will hit 1 tank but doesn't do enough damage, and now these Scorpions with the Titans not behind the structures properly and with inadequate focus fire, the Pitbulls have been cleaned up. Giopanipi is just so passive in this game here right now, and he's actually getting destroyed. He's losing harvesters. They're starting to target harvesters. He's got Hammerheads here, but again, AP ammo only a quarter of the way done, and he doesn't have any money, which means he can't continue the upgrade. These Hammerheads are doing almost nothing to these tanks. Hammerheads without AP ammo do almost nothing to vehicles. They're so incredibly weak. They're weaker than a watchtower, I believe. They're just not too powerful at all, but he will actually manage to overwhelm these tanks, but I think the damage may have already been done. 2 harvesters which were pulled off the line were saved, which was a good move from Giopanipi. But Technique just sold his MCV. Oh my god, he does have a tier 3 down. What's the tier 3 for, I wonder? If he sold his MCV, why has he got a tier 3? I don't understand what Technique's doing here. Does he have Dozer Blade? He does not have Dozer Blade. It's not even started yet. Wow, Technique, is he doing... I'm not sure why he's got those structures down. I'm not sure if there's some type of... Maybe he forgot to start the upgrades. Yeah, there you go. He's starting an upgrade now. It's probably Tiberium Core Missile, but he's not getting Dozer Blade, and now without an MCV, he kind of has to start attacking, but he's not. He's stuck at his base. Those 2 tanks are unfortunately not able to get any repairs. And that is going to allow Giopanipi. He needs to focus the engineer. The Saboteur is actually going to grab the tower, and now he's going to start shooting at these Titans. This game is all over the place, isn't it? And that Titan will actually fall, which is a nice move there. Pitbulls are attacking the spike, but that'll take them a long time to make any progress. We had the double airfield Hammerhead spam. I'm not sure how many Hammerheads are around. There's a couple over here. They won't have time to get that tower, unfortunately, without AP ammo. And Tiberium Core Missile, remember, is being researched. No Dozer Blade still from Technique, so... If you're all in, you would have thought Dozer Blade would be definitely a requirement there. Does he have AP ammo? He does have AP ammo now, but he's engaging a lot of these bikes. He doesn't have Tib Core, so it's a good time to try to thin the numbers down. I think he lost maybe 1 or 2 Hammerheads there. It was probably okay considering the amount of bike buggy he destroyed, but now there's bike buggy everywhere. And Giopanipi is stuck with Hammerhead Titan, which Titan would be good, but there's just not enough Titans. There's only a handful of Titans floating around over here. He is refining pretty hard on this field there, but Technique has harvested more Tiberium, and he's taken blue Tib. I can only imagine Giopanipi has actually snared some blue Tib. And look at this, he will be coming in with these Hammerheads, but I think he's going to have to, he's not going to have time to sit here and destroy anything that's here. And he's going to move over here. He's going to get somewhat caught. Tib Core just finished, so these bikes are going to get some nice juicy shots. 3 Hammerheads completely plucked out of the sky there. Another Hammerhead may go down. No, they just managed to snipe that bike. Wow, so now he's got Tib Core rockets. He could probably simply sell the tech center because it holds almost no value right now. Yeah, the upgrade is done. I mean, I don't think he's planning on building Purifiers or Spectre Artillery. He's just going for tier 1 spam. You can see Technique, he kind of knows what to do, but because he's been away for the game for such a long time, it's a bit all over the place. But nonetheless, he does have a large army here. He doesn't have Dozer Blades. Is it on the way? No, he sold his tier 2, which means there's no Dozer Blade at all. Just checking, yeah, he doesn't have it at all. I couldn't see them there, and I was like, wait a second, no Dozer Blade? There is a couple of Titans here, but they're already running. There's nothing for them to hide behind as well, and this engagement is going to go really bad for Giopanipi. Technique just has too many numbers. Good movement of the Hammerheads. If they look at that, they're getting absolutely massacred now. They are getting destroyed. They're all gone. It's just the Titans, and he's going to sweep through this area. He simply has superior numbers, and that is going to be the end of the game. Giopanipi now just lost the game like that. But to be honest, it was a lead up of many things here, and now Giopanipi's still going to try to fight somewhat. It is a grand final series, so unless he's got something I can't see, which no, obviously not, because he does surrender. So what can I say about that game? Technique's starting to get back in form, but he still hasn't normalized his build or whatever. And Giopanipi, I think there was a fear factor involved in that game. I think he was just afraid of Technique, and that's why he just made some weird decisions. You know, double War Factory and stuff like that. Maybe he thought it was an all-in. I'm not too sure, but 87,000 to 100,000, not 10,000, 100,000. So he got about $13,000 more than Giopanipi. But look at that, flat lines here. That's probably with the attack with the Scorpion tanks where he had to pull all his harvesters off the line, and that's where he got ahead. Originally, Giopanipi was ahead, and he just passively, Technique just took over. So that's game 1, best of 7. There's a long way to go in this series. Hopefully, Giopanipi can bring it back. Game 2's coming up right now. Hey guys, welcome back to game number 2 in this best of 7 series between Giopanips and Techers. Well, where did that come from? I'm not too sure, but we're going to be on the Tournament Rift here now. Wow, my whole train of thought just completely collided. I was writing something down on the pad here. But nonetheless, Giopanipi had the map for selection, and he picked Rift. Probably said this a few times in the series. Don't agree with that, because you're basically picking the other guy's favorite map. If you pick Dust Bowl, Decision, if you pick Rift or something like that, you're just basically wasting your map choice on a map that the other guy is also wanting to play on. So, but nonetheless, Giopanipi has that map choice, so he has picked Rift. Technique is on the right hand side. He has retained the green-black hand faction. Giopanipi sticks with random here, and he's now GDI Vanilla, not Zocom. So there you go, sticking with random there. So he is going to be yeah, GDI. Let's just update that one there on my pad so I can make sure the score screen's correct. But yeah, nonetheless, he's actually going for an extra engineer, so he's very, I mean, against Blackhand, you can get the close spike. You can get there quicker than what they can. If he goes Flame Upgrade, obviously, yeah, Technique's doing it as well, but if he goes Flame Upgrade, he would have had 2 engineers, so he's obviously not doing that. He's going for a War Factory here. Let's see if he decides to go for another Flame Attack. This squad here, nice reaction time. That's what you want to see. You know, you don't want to see rifles dying to Cabals there. That's just bad all around. This other rifle squad will sneak through. I'm not sure if there was one up here. No, not by the looks of it, because that Cabal squad has taken no damage. Wow, Giopanips actually beats him, and he foxholes as well. He foxholes, so he's going to be able to kill that squad, or somewhat kill it, almost kill it. He could probably get out and just chase at this point and just kill it anyway. He's going to get out and chase. That's nice. He identifies that he can actually defeat this Cabal squad now, and he will destroy them. Very nicely done, and he's going to be able to secure this spike as soon as he realizes his engineer is just sitting around. But Technique is denied the spike. That's not good. He's not enjoying that. Giopanipi kind of needs to take advantage of the fact that he's actually got the engineer here, so that's really that's a bit unusual. But he's actually got to reckon it. 1 flame unit. I think he's actually going to go down and claim these spikes now. He's going to clear it out. I mean, obviously this is going to delay his flame rush, which means Giopanipi is not going to have to defend if he identifies this. No, he has identified it, and he's going for pitbulls right now. Giopanipi still has not claimed this spike. Oh my god, this is some play you don't expect to see out of a player such as. And look at that, nice de-garrison, but at the same time, this engineer. Oh my god, that's unforgivable. That is unforgivable here. Definitely is a fear factor. Look at that, nice snatch up as well. He almost lost his engineer. That squad was shooting across the rift, but he's just. Oh man, I don't even know. Sorry, Giopanipi man, but. Those that you can't be making mistakes like that. It's hard for me to commentate and defend stuff like that. But nonetheless, he was distracted by this Reckoner here. Now he has put quite a substantial amount of damage on that Reckoner, and this one Pitbull is now going to have to evac from this area. He will actually stick around. That Cabal squad will destroy this Pitbull. He's got to be careful. One more shot and he can actually destroy that. But the Black Hand squad is here, and he does force a deploy. Is he going to get the Pitbull away? He might actually lose it. Oh my god, he just managed to sneak away. But he's going to have to go back. There's actually a battle marker over here, so no, he's just Double War Factory though, Giopanipi can see that it's now dual War Factory towering over here. He's gone for another double War Factory deal here. He's got his 5th Harvester out a lot sooner though. Unfortunately, it is on a rally point, so it's actually moving away from the Tiberium again. There we go, he's realized it now and it's going back. So yeah, some very, G just seems to be on edge here. He needs to realize that, you know, Technique has been away from the game for quite some time. Technique is not as fluent as he should be at the moment. And coming up in the Inca Open as well, I don't think Technique's that crash hot for a victory, actually. I think he'll make it to the finals, that's for sure, like the bracket finals, but how far he'll get, you know, once he comes up against someone who's been playing the game, you know, consistently, like if he comes up against a Wook or a Nash or a Master Leaf or myself, you know, he's probably gonna not be able to match them just because he doesn't have the experience back yet. I mean, he's got like a lot of experience, but he doesn't have the fluidity back yet of this this game, this matchup. Getting it, because most pros, you get a feel for the economy. It's all about numbers and harvesters and stuff like that, which everyone knows. But at the end of the day, you get a feel for, you know, what your economy can actually support, and that allows you to distribute your forces correctly and build and not overbuild and not get stuck. Now he's actually going to clean up these Black Hand squads, which is very nice. Runs most of them over. He does have a little bit of APC pred going, which is really good against Bite Buggy. Obviously Bite Buggy cannot fight that. Technique did get a 2nd ref down, so he's okay. He's even got another ref over here with oh my god, he's got double ref down. He is really powering, isn't he? Unfortunately, that Predator tank getting stuck out in the open. You don't want forces to be split up in this situation. He's realizing now he's got to bring these forces into a ball. That way, whenever Technique tries to snipe a tank, he gets shot at by everything in return, and it's not cost effective. But he has to bring his Bite Buggy home because he has to defend against this. He can't just let this walk into his base. His 2 Scorpion tanks, or 3 Scorpion tanks, would have easily died to this small hit and run force. But Giopanipi doesn't have a ref down. I'm assuming this is going to be his first ref. It will go down now, but he is severely behind in the economy race now. I'm not sure what he's been doing with his time. I don't agree with this double War Factory strategy he keeps doing here. Again, if you go double War Factory, you've got to be aggressive, but he just hasn't been very aggressive at all. He's going to have to de-garrison or dig out these units here. He's going to grab a bike there at the moment, but now he's pulling back away from the Scabals. That's nice. Should be able to pick off that Scorpion tank at the front, and another one as well. He should be able to get a nice clean kill just before losing any of his own units. 2 more tanks will fall. Predator tank will go down now, and now he's being chased, and these tanks are overlapping, which is not the best idea in the world. They are taking a lot of splash damage, and Giopanipi did destroy a decent amount before he went down, but it could have been a lot more of that splash damage. And mines come down as well, will almost take out some of these. That was actually a really nifty move there. Unfortunately, Technique did kind of pick up on it pretty quickly. Did take some significant hull damage on some of those tanks. They kind of just peeked into the minefield. But Giopanipi is going to take Blue Tiberium, which he desperately needs if he wants to get on top of things. He does have a 2nd ref, but once again, no saturation down here. No saturation at all. Predator tank's not in force, which means they're just going to get picked off one at a time, and he's realized it's now having to fall back to his base. There's still an APC here as well. He should be able to get behind though. He's going to lose another tank, unfortunately. He's really struggling for cash right now by the looks of things. Another Predator tank out of the open. Easy to focus down for Technique. He's just on point. He just identifies the weakness here in Giopanipi's gameplay, and he's exploiting it. Now he's moving through to where all the harvesters are. And you look at that, Giopanipi trying to sell up, trying to get some money here. Another tank will fall before it can get behind. And look at that. These tanks now just getting picked up. He's pulled the tanks back from the Blue Tiberium field. They will be destroying some of these reinforcement tanks from Technique, but now they're just going to move through to the expansion. And the question is there anything at the expansion? No, there's nothing here. There is absolutely nothing, which means they could probably take out a harvester before these Predator tanks can actually respond. A lot of harvesters pulled off the line, which is kind of sort of a good idea. But again, he's not pulling these harvesters away. He needs to pull them to the War Factory. This other harvester as well is going to be dead meat as soon as Technique realizes it. He's actually got Dozer Blades now, so there you go, didn't forget it this game. But that harvester will go down. Nice work from Gio to keep that one alive for as long as he did. And again, losing this harvester, not necessary. Way too late on the pull there. Is he going to pay for it? One more shot from that Scorpion. He gets it. He gets it just in time. And to be honest, that's good for Technique because these Scorpion tanks at the moment don't hold too much more value. And look at this Technique now taking Blue Tiberium. Blue Tiberium is being denied from Giopanipi. He's got tanks here, but again, he's only got a handful. He's just spread so thin in this game here. And Technique is taking advantage of that right now. Oh, he got clicked as well. That means Technique is already down his tech tree. Actually sold off his tier 3. Wow, he built the tech center for the purpose of getting just the click, and then he sold his tier 3. He kept the Tib Chem plant, but I think he's just planning to keep going with these Scorpion tanks. I mean, there's a lot of Predator tanks here now, so he's not going to defeat this many. This is way too many for him in with Dozer Blades. Yeah, he realizes that. Hang on a second, these Predator tanks are way more powerful, but the reason why Giopanipi's losing is because these Predator tanks are being outnumbered like 3, 4, 5 to 1 during some engagements here. There are some bikes over here as well, and there's only a single tower, no AP ammo, and he switches targets as well. I'm not sure what's going on there. Tib Vane, oh my god, that's not good at all. Will he actually destroy something? He actually blew up a few of his bikes in that as well, but all the harvesters, Giopanipi has no harvesters left. And I think, and look at that, he's got tanks split on both sides of the rift again. He's just going for a do or die counter attack, but Technique has enough tanks to weather this storm. He's not going to be losing to this, does he? Did he sell his MCV? I'm not 100% sure. He must have, I think, because he's got a Saboteur there. I think he realizes that, you know, Giopanipi is... There's no point trying to build a third base or expand anymore. Giopanipi is so far dead. And look, these tanks aren't even going to be able to, aren't even going to defend this area here. They're actually just going to evac. These are his only two war... Oh, he's got a war factory down here as well, I guess, so he should be okay. But yeah, Technique is identified. Hang on a second, let's just turn around and destroy these tanks first, just so I don't accidentally lose a base trade. Because he has production, he has economy. Giopanipi does not. These two tanks here being separated now because they're moving at a slower pace because they're in heavy damage mode. And Giopanipi, unfortunately, will be losing this game. He's got a good firing position here, but he's still not moving back. And now Technique just swarms over it, and that's how you destroy him. He's just simply got way too many numbers. These Predator tanks are absorbing a lot of damage, and they're dealing a lot of damage. But at the end of the day, there's just going to be too many tanks here for them. And Technique is going to come through and take game number 2. He holds both the bottom spikes as well. I'm not sure what Giopanipi is going to do about this, but no, he will be falling in this series. So that's, well, not in the series, but in this particular game. But he's not looking too good in this series. He's now 0-2 down. So Giopanipi, after getting through some quite difficult opponents now, is having trouble with the Technique. Only 10-minute game there. Look at that. Resources says it all right there. From the 3-minute mark, Technique was ahead in resources, and he never looked back. Oh man, Giopanipi needs to just make some better decisions, better build decisions here. I hope he can come back and make a series of this one right now, because he's not looking too good. But that was game 2. We'll jump into game 3, which is coming up right now. Hey guys, welcome back to game number 3 in the series. Technique will be taking a 2-zip lead going into this game, so he is very comfortable against Giopanipi, who's continuing to play as random. Once again, Giopanipi has picked Dust Bowl. Again, he's picking Tech's favorite maps. I don't know why I mean, Technique has been away from the game for so long. Pick a Predator map. He's not going to know the layout of those. He's not going to know how to play them. You know, but I just don't know why people continue to do this type of thing. Technique will be starting on the top side, north side here of Torment Dust Bowl. So he's going to be on the top side. Giopanipi has been now dealt a Scrin faction. Hopefully it's Traveler, because we know that he does somewhat main. It is Travra 59, so maybe, just maybe, this is going to be the comeback train here for Giopanipi here. Now, I'm assuming he'll probably go, yeah, he's going for a stasis chamber right now, which means we're going to see the fast legs come out. And Giopanipi, like I mentioned before, he does somewhat main in the Travel 59 faction, so he knows them better than any other faction. But Technique is going to go to the right-hand spike, which is unusual because the terrain here allows for buzzers to, obviously, I guess, yeah, he doesn't know that he's against Scrin, but the terrain here is not flat, which means buzzers can actually get very close before being destroyed. That's a lot of Disintegrator squads. Wow, he's continuing to construct Disintegrator squads here, so he's got quite a lot of these. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 7. I believe he's got about 7 squads there. 4, 5. Yeah, he has got 7 squads. Extra assimilator, or is that just one assimilator? It might just be just one assimilator here. Technique is not going to get a scout off here. Giopanipi needs to make sure he hugs the side of the map, which he is doing. And I think he's going to leave this engineer at the expansion to claim an MCV if an expansion ever gets taken. Technique has no idea what's going on. He doesn't have a raider buggy, I believe. No, he's just gone for scouts. I don't even think he knows yet. He realizes now he's against Screen, because he can probably spot these buzzers. But are these guys going to hit before the flame tank? There's no flame tank. There's no flame tank being built. He's not constructing a flame tank. What is Technique doing? I think he must have realized that these are here now, and the flame tank is so late. He's going to lose harvesters. Giopanipi might just be able to win the game right here and now. He's going to take one harvester out. He's going to take a second harvester out. He needs to scatter. Oh my god, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. He got out of there. He did take a rather big punch from those forces there. He's going to actually overwhelm this Cabal squad, which is very nice. Technique has no harvesters though. He sold the operation center. Flame tank is here. Geo sees it. He knows it's there. He's going to build Seeker tanks, no doubt. Where's his harvester? Oh my god, he only just finished his first harvester. Wow, he must have forgot to build that. Oh man. And selling his MCV here. Technique is now somewhat all in, but he doesn't actually have any units. He's going to lose his spike. Seeker tank comes out now. Where's that flame tank? Is he getting close? Oh no, it's heaps far away. Wow, these guys here, are they making... This seems to be a lot slower than it should be. Yeah, Giopanipi's second harvester took a long time to come out there. And now these Seeker Tank's actually getting shot at by Cabals. He needs to identify this. I'm not sure where the assimilator went. There's the engineer. Let's just bring up the health bars. I can only assume it might have been destroyed. Yeah, I cannot... Oh, there it is. No, it's still alive. It's in the corner of the map here. These Seeker Tanks here are starting to get destroyed. That Seeker Tank is going to die. That's not necessary. He's flying right into that. That's not... well, not flying, but driving right into that. That's unfortunate. This Seeker Tank... What are you doing, Seeker Tank? Oh, my God. Giopanips. Where are you, Giopanips? What is this Gunwalker doing? Oh, my God. You're lucky this is a grand final, and I kind of have to cast it, because this is not the type of gameplay I normally cast, even against mid-range players. Oh, Giopanips. Look at that. Technique's actually pulling the Flame Tank back. And now he's only got 2 harvesters. Technique has reclaimed both of his harvesters. Whoa, look, the power plant is over there. Go and destroy it, Giopanipi. Does he realize that is there? He must know that's it. He doesn't know it's there. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's back here somewhere. Oh my God. Giopanips, and he's getting flamed down as well. What's going on here? These Seeker Tanks are now trying to counterattack, but he still has no idea. Oh, I guess he does know where the Flame Tank is because he just got attacked by it. But the assimilator is no longer there, so I think it's safe to say it was killed. Unless it's moved somewhere else. No, I don't think so. It might have tried to come to get the War Factory. The Shredder turret might have been able to range it. But yeah, look at this. I mean, if he knocks down that power plant, Technique's going to have no power. The game will be over at that point. And he's still continuing to attack. And this Flame Tank can just reverse move back to the War Factory. It's in no danger at all of being destroyed, to be honest, unless Technique makes a mistake, which I don't think he's going to. And an MCV comes out. He's got an MCV out. He's got 3 harvesters as well. These Seeker Tanks need to back up. Yeah, they need to be very, very careful. They're getting very spongy right now. And I think a Scorpion Tank's going to come out, which means this Flame Tank is just going to survive. It will simply just survive, and that's just a problem. Giopanips has a lot of Disintegrators coming out, though. He has 3 harvesters of his own, so he wants to end the game. But, oh, man. Oh, I just felt that this game was yours, Gio. What's going on? Must be some fear factor involved there, but yeah, if you destroy all the Black Hand Harvesters with your Disintegrator Rush, you shouldn't lose this game, and if he somehow throws it from here, I'm going to be very disappointed. Technique does hold the other spike, of course, because when he sold his MCV, he did get an assimilator. It's not a simulator, a saboteur now. Technique doesn't have a Shredder turret queued. I'm not sure if these guys are actually going to be able to snipe the MCV. Is that something that's possible? He's going to go for it. The Flame Tank is very far out of position. He's not actually going to be able to do anything about that. He's going to try to snipe this down. Does Technique not realize he's under attack? He's not queuing a Shredder turret. Oh my God, Giopanipi is getting the luck he needs in this game now to come back into it. And he's starting to build something. I'm not sure what it is. It's not going to finish. He sells it off. And it's down. It's down. It's down. So he's okay. He's okay. The Flame Tank is coming, but he should be able to back off. So, wow, if Giopanipi didn't already like punch Technique in the nuts, he just did it for a second time, and he's actually going to try to take this Flame Tank on. Oh my God, that could be a big mistake. Oh my God, this is the Masterly Flame Tank. Oh, he just manages to get it, but that is not cost effective, by the way, but I guess it's out of the way. And Technique can't actually rebuild it, but he does have a second refinery. That's a problem. Oh no, Gio's got a second refinery as well, but he is not expanding. He has no further attacking units on the map or outside of his own main base. He could simply claim that so easily with the fast-legged simulator, but he's still not choosing to do so. He's gone for another power plant here. I'm not sure if he's going to fast tech. He's got another structure coming down. I think he's just going to go all in after Technique. Technique has another MCV out already. Oh my God, this guy here. Does he like build MCVs like in half the time as a normal person would? And look at the Shredder turrets on the opposite side of the tip field. That's a good place to have them, because now the Disintegrators cannot get in there. And the best part about a Shredder turret is they do splash damage, so they can actually just shoot multiple Disintegrators every time they blast off their shots. Very hard for them to dispatch them, unlike a Watchtower, which can be focused down pretty quickly. You've got to try to get the hub, and these turrets are still firing here the whole time. But Giopanips does have a number of Disintegrator squads, and he's got a lot of Seekers, which is very important. If he drops a tier 2, he could just go Lightning Spike, repair drones, and he could probably kill Technique. But he's chasing these buggies. Now this is buying Technique some time. He's luring them out. He's actually going to destroy this spike here. I don't think it would have been necessary to destroy it. He could have very easily have claimed that. Every bit of economy is going to help here, but Technique is now being allowed. He's actually got a refinery down here. Technique is just clawing his way back into this game. Like I said before, Giopanipi literally punched him right in the face. Technique was on the ground. When he was on the ground, he started to get back up, and Giopanipi punched him in the face again, And he's still getting up, and there's Shredder turrets here. These disintegrator squads are not going to be able to do the damage he wants. It's going to be all up to the Seeker tanks, which there are quite a lot of Seeker tanks here. All the disintegrators getting shredded. He's actually going to try to go for harvesters. He got a lot of splash damage in there. That's very nice. He's going to be able to destroy 2 harvesters. That's very well done here. He needs to identify not to fight these shredder turrets. He wants to fight the scorpions, destroy anything he can. Disintegrators getting shredded. Giopanipi has 1 refinery on his expansion. He needs to put a second one down, make sure it's not too close to each other. But the Seeker tanks are backing off. Harvesters now coming from the main. The main is almost dry, so you can transition these harvesters. But he has only got 4 harvesters, so Giopanipi has once again done some pretty significant damage to Technique. And yeah, he just needs to identify. He needs a gunwalk here to kind of clean up these cabals, because cabals can actually destroy these Seeker tanks here. Will take down all the scorpions here, and then he's going to back off. He just doesn't want to fight those. It's just so hard to clean up these cabals with Seeker tanks and stuff like that. He's got the repair drones coming in, so he's actually putting them down in advance, and he should be okay. Make sure some of these heavily damaged Seeker tanks don't get destroyed. Technique will be focusing down the damaged tanks. They're not being pulled back at all. He's not microing at all. There's one tank here which isn't even in the repair range, unfortunately. These Scorpion tanks cannot fight these Seeker tanks right here. There's not enough of them. The Seeker tanks have too much DPS right now, and they will be destroying all these Scorpion tanks. There's only 5 Seekers remaining. A Gunwalker does finally attend the scene here, and he's going to start trying to shoot these cabals. He might just be better to try to crush them here. He's going to try to go for that Harvester. No, he switches targets back to the Scorpion tank. Now the Scorpion tank going to try to go for the Gunwalker. Oh, he's got an elite Gunwalker. He's got to be careful about this. This Gunwalker, if this Gunwalker goes heroic, it's not actually firing. It fires now, and it should be able to destroy the remainder of these Cabal squads. Not actually finishing off those full squads here. Will he get a Harvester? I believe he will get another Harvester. I'm not sure if he's going to get a heroic Gunwalker. That would be pretty crazy if he gets a heroic Gunwalker here. And if he finished off that squad, he might get the kill bonus. But no, unfortunately, not getting a heroic one there. But Technique somehow has 4 Harvesters still remaining here. So he has held that attack, but he has absolutely 0 counter-attacking capabilities right now. I believe, constructing more Harvesters. I'm not sure if he actually built that one himself. Now he's going for the upgraded man spam, not actually getting the Disciple upgrade there. Yeah, there we go. He starts it now. Maybe he was low on power when he placed that shrine down, but there is going to be another attack happening over here. He's going to try to condense his forces. This power plant is mega vulnerable. Remember, it's upgraded, so if that power plant goes down, he's got 3 more, but they don't have any upgrades, and non-power plants provide bugger all power unless they have the Tiberium core on the end of it. Tier 3 is down. What's he going to do with that, though? I'm not 100% sure. It might be Mechapeds. I'd assume it's probably Mechapeds. That's probably the best option here. He's coming in with his Incinerators. The MCV is packed up, which means it can't actually deploy. He will snipe a Harvester there. He will snipe down these buildings, which is very nice. And again, a Shredder turret should start to appear very soon. Sells off the Shrine. He's got upgraded infantry squads, though, so he should be able to destroy these Incinerators pretty easy. He's going to fall back. He should be able to spot that there is a power plant here, and that would be a very nice pickup. He's going to run smack bang into it. Giopanipi. Giopanipi. What? Oh no, he's actually getting attacked. Oh no, these mecha heads are actually getting attacked by Scorpion tanks. Oh, please don't lose these mecha heads. And he will actually be able to save them, but just barely here. Almost losing some of those guys here. He should be able to start trying to destroy this, trying to make these ones here. He did leave the power plant still alive. He lost a Mechapede to just a handful of these Scorpions though. And he should be able to, if he puts them on hold ground stance, yeah, he's going to put these guys on a, put these guys in the temple, then he's going to turn these mechas around. And they should be in a position. He's got to watch out that mecha head. Those mecha heads are not cheap, by the way, and then you've got to build them. So look at that. He could move a little bit closer here just to make sure all of his shards are in range. That power plant now going to start to get fired at. He's got this attack force coming back up again, and he should be able to hit the side of this base here. Technique, you see, he's got a fair bit of money. There's actually a lot of Tiberium in there. Does reposition these Mechapeds here, and he will be able to destroy most of these infantry squads. There's not enough infantry here, and there we go. Just continuing to reposition. Probably not necessary to reposition again there. If you put him on hold ground stance and formation move, yeah, not necessary to lose these mechas like that. And he's going to move across here. He's going to be able to snipe that down. Meanwhile, he's got a force over here. Technique knows it's there. He's preparing to defend, and of course, he's just buying time for himself now. And this force is not going to be able to achieve too much. Technique does not have a third base up, by the way. Giopanipi, I believe, has redeployed. He's lost another Mechapede. He's shedding way too many Mechapedes here. This is not how you use Mechapedes. And once again, just going straight in, and Technique with just a very small amount of infantry is able to destroy these mechas. These mecha heads getting completely destroyed, and he's trying to go for the MCV again. Is he actually going to get the MCV? If he gets the MCV, this could be massive. I believe he's going to get the MCV again. Oh my god, how many times does he have to destroy Technique's MCV before he can actually win the game? And again, he's actually cleaning up all of his fields, and he doesn't have a ref, so he's got no third base, so Technique is not completely done and dusted here. He can defend, but Giopanipi, oh my god, does he not have a war factory? He doesn't have a war. He's got 1 barracks. He has a singular barracks. That's all he has. Oh man, if Gio, if you lose this game, I swear man, I'm going to have to just end this series right now. It should not be possible. I mean, the amount of times he's destroyed the MCV of Technique and destroyed like almost all of his harvesters, or even all of his harvesters at some point. He's got a single Mechapede floating around here at the moment. He's going to go around, and that's going to cause him to sell some of these structures here. He still doesn't have a ref down. I think he's trying to get one down. The problem is, if he had more Mechapedes, he'd be okay, but he only has a singular Mechapede, which is camping this field, but it's not going to do much because Technique still has plenty of Tiberium over here. And this infantry force being way too hasslesome over here. You're forcing a big sell up, no tech center for Giopanips, and he's going to run smack bang into this infantry. There's actually not much infantry here, but he's going to have to turn around. All these harvesters are empty, and he's got no build radius here, and he's trying to build Corruptors. Oh my god, what is going on here? What is going on? Does he not realize he's a second war? How much money do you have, Gio? You only have $2,500. Technique has $7,500, but again, with just one barracks, that Mechapede is over here. He does snipe down a harvester. Actually, if he destroys all the harvesters, eventually Technique will bleed dry. But he kind of needs to destroy all of them because, like I said, Technique has like $7,000, and he can only build. He can only spend $100 a second. And this infantry over here is still causing problems for him. He's got a big defensive line here, so I think he should. Oh, that Mechapede will fall, unfortunately. And that one power plant is now just powering everything Technique has again. He's actually got one over here, so that's okay. But he will finally somewhat clean up these infantry forces over here. I think the Corruptors are going forward now. They're going to try to destroy these infantry squads here, and they're doing a lot of damage, but is this going to be enough to destroy Technique? He's still got forces. Yeah, the Corruptors should be able to overwhelm this here now. And he could even focus fire on some of these Corruptors just to heal them as well. But he will clean up this infantry squad here. I believe the drone ship was moving. Yes, it was moving a little bit closer now. So Technique with just a single barracks here. He does have 2 harvesters remaining. One of them is pretty badly damaged, but to be honest, Giopanips could just attack with his Corruptors. And it doesn't even need to go back to repair. He can just force fire and he'll just get repairs anyway. These guys here standing on Tiberium. But he is bringing all of his forces together in one big attack. He's actually got more infantry joining here. So yeah, surprisingly, Technique has managed to muster somewhat of a man span here. That's definitely quite potent. Will Giopanipi actually have a refinery down in time? Sells off some of his war factories. Doesn't have much. He definitely doesn't have much. What he could do is, if he identifies this, I mean, he realizes there's a lot of infantry here now. All he could do, pick up his drone ship, fly it to the corner, send the Corruptors around, kill the infantry camping the base, which would be easy, and then just destroy these structures. And then he wins the game. It doesn't matter where. And you know, he's putting a refinery down. He needs... oh my god, he just shot a drone ship. Whoa. What? You cannot rebuild that. Oh my god. You've got a war factory. He just... oh my god. Alright. Tactical analysis, anybody? So we now have Technique, who has, for some reason, not been killed multiple times, several times throughout this game. That's a very nice buzzer swarm, by the way. That is a smashing buzzer swarm, and it distracted a lot of these units as well. And now the Corruptors are going to come forward. Is it going to be enough? I think he's actually going to lose the remainder of these Corruptors, and he realizes now he tries to back off. One Corruptor might survive, but he doesn't have any hives, and he had still too much infantry here. What has he got? He's trying to build more Corruptors. He used his support power already. I'm not sure what he's going to do. These harvesters now being forced back. There is a refinery back here, so he can refine, but I think he's going to have to back off. These harvesters getting shot up, not necessary, by the way, to lose these ones here. He's just trying to buy as much time, get as many Corruptors as he possibly can, because if this war factory is overwhelmed, the game is going to be over. I can just imagine the comments in this video. So many people are going to be criticizing Gio, and I'm criticizing him as well, so let's just not give him a hard time here. He's going to run forward. There's too much infantry here. There's just too much yet. All of his Corruptors now are just starting to fall. He's got 1, 2 left here. He's got a third one here. That's not going to be enough. The infantry is starting to rank pretty heavily on this force here. And now the war factory, he's reached the war factory. He hasn't got enough money to build another Corruptor. He might get one more out unless it decides to magically go heroic. This game is over, and there we go. He's got no build now. Giopanipi cannot produce any units, and he has 0 combat units remaining unless there's an engineer. There is an engineer, but Technique is already aware of... No, is he aware of this? I don't think he's aware of this. He needs to kind of get the barracks, but he's going to have to settle. And there you go. Yeah, Technique realizes it now. Technique has 2, 3 buildings left, And I think unless there's another assimilator, which I don't think there is, yeah, he's going to try to, yeah, he's trying to destroy the barracks. It's not your last building. He's still got 2 more, that power plant from the very start of the game. Wow, Giopanipi. Oh man, that hurts. That hurts. He should have won the game like at 5 different points, and the fact that he couldn't do it, I can't explain that game. Now, I'm sorry, Gio. I'm trying to commentate as best as I can, but when you provide us with games like that, I'm trying to break it down strategically, and I can't. But 17.5 minutes, he's now 0-3 down. Technique, though, he's enjoying it. $80,000 or $79,000 or $101,000. So Gio got about 22 grand more as well in a 17.5 minute game. It's not huge, but it's very nice, and most of that came here as well. So you guys in the comments will probably have a field day over that particular game, but I'm going to just skip the analysis. We'll jump to game number 4. It's coming up right now. Okay guys, welcome back to game number 4. So the 4th game in the series. This is the best of 7. Now Technique is 3-0 up, so Technique could just close the series out. Gio has to win 4 games in a row. Can he actually do that? Well, he could, but I wouldn't count on it. Technique has selected the green-black hand once again. A resident Phoenix, aka Nashington, was watching the whole series live by the looks of things. Let's just jump straight in. Giopanipi has picked Arena, so once again he's picked this is such a black hand map, you know, it's a black hand map. I wouldn't pick it against black hand. Giopanipi has dealt Random, which is another GDI faction, so we'll have to see what GDI he did get. He's Zocom, so he's been Zocom, GDI, and Steel Talons now. We'll have to see how this game goes. Will he have some kind of type of crazy rush in mind? Because to be honest, I wouldn't want to fight Black Hand late game. Actually, no, well, Black Hand probably won't want to fight late game on this map, but it's just saying that Black Hand are really good at rushing. It's a really flat, open map, and there's room to move. And they can pull that imp cheese on you so quickly, but Giopanips will be securing his spike. Technique will also be securing his spike eventually when he remembers that he has an engineer down there. Giopanips, unfortunately, losing a squad over there. The other squad will be moving around. He does have that bunker, so he wants to get a scout off as well. It's not necessary to not scout Blackout on a map that's so small. You probably realise, yeah, there's some scouts there. Again, Giopanipi just fallen apart a little bit, losing a number of rifleman squads scattered throughout the map now. And he's not actually going for a Pitbull scout, and yeah, which means Technique has completely blindsided him. Is this going to be Operation Center? I believe it is going to be an Operation Center. Wow, he's going to flame rush him. This one could be over pretty quick if he doesn't see it coming. Is it going to be a Reckoner? No, it looks like it's going to be a Flame Tank, so that's okay. It's not as brutal, but of course a Flame Tank can be recycled, whereas a Reckoner is like a one-time suicide mission. But there is a Pitbull coming out now, so he will eventually spot it. Now his Harvesters can fight back, but they're not exactly adept at doing that. Their rockets don't do a lot of damage. This Pitbull, though, is going to be attacked straight away. Giopanipi does realize it. There's so many Cabals on the map. That would be alarm bells ringing. 1, you didn't scout Blackhand. 2, he's got Cabals everywhere. There's going to be some flame units coming your way. He's going to see the expansion moving out now, which is way too early. Multiple flame tanks coming out now. He spots this one, but is he going to identify there's already one on the map? That's the question. Is Gio that good a player to identify? Hang on a second. You've definitely got another one on the map, but he's going to be building. I would probably start building Predator tanks just because of the level. It's a lot easier to defend with Predator tanks. It's nice work that he starts to pick this one apart, especially from the rear armor. I mean, he's already taken 50% of its health off, but this other one is getting so close. Predator tanks are out, which is the correct decision here, but this flame tank is starting to flame down this structure here, and this Predator tank is starting to go to town up, but he needs to block it. He will block it. That's nice work there, but I think the damage was done. I think it's a little bit too much, unless his second Predator tank can come in and save it. No, he will lose the refinery, unfortunately, and there we go. He will take that one down. I'm not sure why I'm with the second flame tank. It will back off now. I'm not sure if the Pitbull was dispatched. No, it wasn't. It's over here. But he will force this one back. Now, Technique has moved to a very awkward position in the map. I think he's actually going for a refinery here, because I was going to say, is he perhaps going to go for just an all-in man spam at this point? Because that would really hit Gio for 6. There's actually a Reckoner over here. Oh my god, there's 4 Predator tanks, which is actually enough DPS. There's only 1 flame unit, so he got lucky then. He's actually going to be able to defend this out. Technique, whoa, bail right at the last second, and he really should have got the crush move in there a little bit late on the crush. And now these Predator tanks are going to have to move away from the base. starting to lose this power plant. It's actually going down quite quickly to those few Cabal squads. And yeah, not able to destroy this Black Hand squad, just more nuisance for him. He's going to reverse move now, and he should be able to kill most, if not all of it. There we go, one more member. Nice crush move, very well done. But yeah, Giopanipi has not expanded. He's got 5 and 2. Technique now also has 5 and 2, so he's got the economy up there as well. So is it, what am I now, a second war factory here? He loves to do this. I mean, he's going to have to attack. And the best part, oh, he actually lost his spike, that's interesting. But the best part is, I guess, having the MCV here means that he can actually come over and just destroy this. I mean, GDI tier 1 is better than Black Hand tier 1, as long as he can clean up all these Cabals. There's an APC here, which is nice. He's probably going to, actually no, he didn't actually take the spike, because there are units garrisoned inside this bunker, so I don't think he did get them. But here comes the man spam. Giopanipi, he's going to move his MCV. This is exactly what I would expect him to do here. This is a really good move. It's a really good identification that, hey, the MCV is just here. I can just bring my my MCV, my own MCV here, and just pop down towers, which he's going to do. Flame upgrade is done. He needs to identify that. These Predator tanks need to move around and keep shooting at the MCV because that's their target. He can actually put, yeah, towers even behind these structures here. And it's like, hey, look at that technique being forced to even sell that structure there. So obviously you want to, oh, look at that, the MCV is packing up, so I think he's identified this is probably not going to work very well. That tower did not actually get destroyed. Oh my god, so much damage on those Predator tanks coming through, and the infantry aren't able to target the towers because they've got to target the Predator tanks here. They're trying to focus them down, which means more towers are being placed. There's APCs here as well. Will Technique lose his MCV? It's so close to going down. Giopanipi has so many forces here though. He could easily move in, and look at that, sells the MCV, realizing this is not going to happen, but he's got a lot of man spam. I think maybe putting down a comm center, selling all his buildings, getting APM and just going for a final death push would be the way to go, because look at this, Technique is going to run out of Tiberium as well. Neither side has an expansion down. Giopanipi has completely knocked this back, but can he identify what he needs to do? He has a lot of rifleman squads here which draw a lot of fire, and in this amount of number they can actually kill the infantry somewhat quickly, as long as they decide to run into the Tiberium field. Now Giopanipi is not constructing anything here. He is going for blue Tiberium, which is very nice. He could send at least even 3 or 4 harvesters down there. That would be fine. But he's dawdling now. He's dawdling. He's like, all right, what do I do now? What do I do now? He doesn't seem to be able to identify what he's supposed to be doing. And he's only just started constructing something now. So he's got this army here, but now Technique's been able to spam out a huge army himself. The scout is nice to have a look what Technique is up to, but the lack of action there by Giopanipi has now allowed Technique to be able to defend any such attack that comes his way. I don't think he can engage into this. I think it's too much man spam. Yeah, he doesn't have enough. There's only a handful of APCs, handful of rifleman squads here. He's going to try to put down a refinery. He could sell one of his main refineries, doesn't need them there anymore. He will be putting down a refinery. It's pretty far back. It's not terrible, but it's still not great either. And I think, almost called him Master Leaf, but Technique will be going for a push here. I think the tower wall is going to have to start to be constructed, and it's going to have to be constructed back here on the line, which is very nice. Getting a few shots off these Scorpion tanks is very good. The Predator tanks are actually going to start to separate, which is still pretty good, because the Scorpion tanks obviously want to separate from this group here, and if the Predator tanks can engage them on separate terms. Here we go. I don't agree with this. He's engaging outside of his tower range. Only one tower is in range of this. This is not going to work. Oh my god. The damage was real there. Puts down the power plant, but it was way too close to the front. That's in danger of being destroyed. He doesn't have the tower line. Technique doesn't identify that he could probably just crush through that. I think he's being a bit on edge here because he doesn't have an MCV, which means if this fails, the game is going to be over. So he's just holding his ground here. He's going to camp this field out. Blue Harvesters here are somewhat in trouble, but Technique has now zoned out the Predator tanks. So these guys are down here by themselves. Getting some free shots off on this infantry was always nice. Not able to capitalize. Could have taken out a few rocket squads on the back foot there. Not able to do so. We do have the tier 2 down, and the timer is ticking. Technique probably has about 50 seconds before that upgrade, that APM upgrade kicks in and saves Giopanipi here. But it just depends. Is he going to have any forces left by the time that upgrade completes? The Scorpion tanks now on the other side. The Predator tanks need to get over there, which they are doing. But now he's engaging. There's no towers here as well, which means there's no tower range. Pull back, Gio. This is not a good engagement range. Technique is getting the dream engagement right now. He's getting a dream engagement. He's destroying all these APMO type units before the upgrade can complete, and he's losing almost nothing in the process. These Scorpion tanks are getting a little bit somewhat shredded now, but there's no tower line at all. I'm not sure why there isn't a tower line here. He's not even constructing any tower. He's trying to go for hammerheads. This is not going to work at all. There's too much rocket squads on the ground. It takes too long. You need too much of an economy to build that type of unit combination here. He should have defended on the ground. He still doesn't have APM. APM is going to complete, but that's the thing. It's going to complete. There's no structures or units remaining that can benefit from the APM. Now the towers are coming. They're too late. He sells the comm center off. This is not going to work. There's infantry even attacking his MCV, and Giopanipi has somehow been completely encircled, and now Technique, just through positioning and decision making here, is going to win this tournament 4-zip. Wow, poor Gio. I mean, you got to give it to Technique. He just stuck in there and did what he needed to do. But Gio, that was not and that's not the type of gameplay we saw through him throughout this tournament here. I'm not sure why he decided to play as random so often. I thought maybe he felt it was giving himself an advantage, but at the end of the day, he got some pretty good faction draws. He can't complain. He got Traveler, GDI, Steel Talons, and oh, what happened then? Did my game crash? Oh my god, my whole game just alt-tabbed. Did you guys see that? That was pretty crazy. But nonetheless, the game didn't crash. It's still going, but Giopanipi is not going. He is going nowhere, and Technique will take this tournament. So we kind of have to cast this game because it is a tournament, or a tournament series or grand final. So obviously not the highest caliber. Not much I can say about that. Well done, Technique. He just deserved to win that tournament. There's nothing else I can say. He deserved to win. Gio, just, yeah, I mean, you can see he knows what to do. He's got the good decision making, but he made really good decisions in that game, and then he kind of just threw it all away. It's like, you know, you got to keep making good decisions. You don't just make one good decision. There was a point where he just wasn't building anything for such a long time, and then Technique was able to defend, and he just chose bad engagements. I'm like, no, don't fight here. Have a tower line, fall back on the tower line, engage when you're in tower range. He's just engaging, and Technique's able to pick him apart to the point where his forces are so many in number that he can just walk into that base there. But nonetheless, I've got to say well done to Gio for getting to this grand final, and really he could have put on quite a show, but obviously, you know, I want him to do well here, want a close final series. But well done to Technique. You won this tournament, grand final series. He takes the top prize there, and Giopanipi will take up a second position. But anyway, I'm Green Zero. Stay tuned to my channel. The Inca Open, of course, is coming up, so that will be very exciting. Many videos coming on my channel. Stay tuned to my channel. I'll catch you all in the next video.